Hello everyone, welcome back to For His Namesake. It's just me, Martina, today. About 33 years ago, when I was pregnant with my firstborn, which is Valentine, I became quite ill my last 3 months of my pregnancy. I got what is called preeclampsia. That's where my blood pressure rose sky high in just a short amount of time, and my entire body would just fill up with fluids. It was quite a touch and go, kind of a risky situation. Both me and the baby were at risk, and there was one time where I was rushed to the hospital about, I'd say sometime in my middle of my 7th month, somewhere around there. Close call. We were both okay, obviously. Still living today, thank God. But during that time of 3 months of having this situation, my doctor gave me the strictest orders of being in bed. I wasn't even allowed to stay in the shower very long. My husband had to give me sponge baths because just standing just a short amount of time in the shower like that would just cause my whole body to just blow up like a big balloon. And it was extremely risky. It was a matter of life and death. So I was bedridden. I could only get up to go to the bathroom. I was fed in bed. Yeah, and just there were a few times where I was sneaky and went to the kitchen and got something to eat, but just right away it would just, I would fill up with fluid again, and so that was yeah. Anyway, so I had to stay in bed, and at that time I was not much into television. People kept saying, oh, you get to watch television all day. No, I wasn't into television back in the day. I wasn't much into anything. I did like arts and crafts and that kind of thing, but I wasn't very good. I wouldn't say that I was good at crafts. I was better at drawing and painting, but that's kind of hard to do in bed without getting paint all over the place. So I thought, Lord, what can I do? I need to do something with my time. The days just, the hours just dragged on. And the idea came to mind to make some crafts made out of cardboard or cardstock and some fabric. I had a lot of fabric because I was into sewing at that time. So yeah. So I just made a bunch of crafts, and then eventually when the 3 months was up and I was feeling okay again, I began to sell those at a craft mall. They didn't do too well at that time. Fabric crafts, that kind of thing, wasn't the in thing, and so I was left with all these crafts. So I wanted to share them with y'all, just not to show off anything that I can do, because you will see very quickly that these are not professionally made. These are made by an amateur, which is me. But I wanted to give an encouragement. We have a lot of, it seems like we have a lot of subscribers and viewers on this channel that are homebound, mostly for illnesses, ailments. They just can't get up. They're in a wheelchair. They're in bed. A lot of them are women. I don't know about the men. The men haven't shared that much with us. And I was thinking this would be a great encouragement. As long as you have hands, even if you have a bit of arthritis in your hands, you can still just lay in bed and somebody can get you a bunch of fabric and some cardstock or cardboard and scissors, and they can maybe do the hot glue. It does call for a hot glue gun, or you can use some really strong tacky glue. Maybe that would work. I used a hot glue gun on these crafts. So I was just going to show you some of the things I made. I started off by making these little jars. This is you can use it to put flowers in, like a one rose or a little flowers. And basically these are called the Martinelli, if you've heard of Martinelli apple juice. That's what this is. This is a Martinelli apple juice jar, and I just covered it with fabric and put a little ribbon around it and hot glued some flowers. These are silk flowers. You can find them in any craft store. And this says Martina's Fabric Crafts because I had to have a tag with the price inside to sell my item. So I made a bunch of these. I did sell one of these for $5. That's how much I asked for at the time. But I hope you can see that. Yeah, we had a few in the kids' bathroom, and we would have like little flowers that they'd pick from the yard, and we put those in there. So there's that. Another item that I made was that kind of matched this fabric, a little fan. More for decorative purposes. I mean, I guess you could use it for yourself if you wanted to, but it's more decorative. You could probably put a little nail or something and hang it on the wall. you know, or just lay it down flat next to that little jar I just showed you as a decorative purpose. And then also, here's a little clam I made. I made a bunch of these clams just for this is all decorative purposes. Just put it in your bathroom on the sink. This is all made with fabric and cardboard or cardstock, and then I did put some stuffing in there. This is soft. This is a soft top here and a soft bottom. And then I just put some yarn in here to make it look like there was a clam inside here, and some silk flowers that I glued on top with a ribbon. And then here's another one. This one's a little bit more fancy. If you want fancy, this is the way to go with fancy stuff here. This is got some lace and some shiny sequin type ribbon. Yeah, I hope you're able to see all this. Okay, so that's the clams, and here's another clam just to show you a variety of clams. Now this one I was smart and put one of these wooden rings, and I painted the ring, or I had someone paint it for me because obviously I couldn't paint in bed without making a mess. I don't remember, it's been so long ago, but anyway, to keep it more, you know, so it's laying flat on the counter somewhere. But yeah, so there's another clam. And then I made these little trinket boxes. As you can tell, this kind of matches the fabric, so you could do like a set clam just to look at. And then this one you can actually use. You can put jewelry in here, rings, bracelets, whatever, necklace. And it has a lid, and the lid has a puffy feeling. That's what I put stuffing in there, and I just glued these two together, and then I added a little silk flower on top, or cloth flower rather. And yeah, so that's a little trinket box. I made several of those. Then I made some photo frames made out of cloth and cardboard, as you can tell on the back, and it has a little stand. And this is where you would put your photograph. You would take this one out that's in there right now, which is just a magazine picture of someone, I don't even know. But you can put in your own photo. So I made several of those in different sizes. Here's one that's can hold a 5x7 photograph with the flower on the bottom. And yeah, I don't even know how much I sold this one for. I was trying to sell it for a little pricey, $12. Maybe I was a little pricey, I don't know, but a lot of crafts sold in that mall were extremely expensive, so I thought I had a pretty good deal. Let's see what else. Oh, here's another one of these clams. Now here's a bit of a set that I was thinking, like a wedding set if somebody wanted to do it. I hadn't finished it yet. I didn't fill it with that yarn yet to make it look like there was a clam in there, but just to give you an idea. And this kind of resembles my bridesmaid dresses, actually. They were all custom made by one of my bridesmaids' mother. But it was in blue. We had the blue, and then we had the white lace over. Those were beautiful dresses. I don't mean to brag, but they were gorgeous. We used a pattern, of course, but still. And then I just decided to make this one pink. And then a matching, this is maybe more for looks. I think I could have filled it with potpourri. You've seen these. You kind of throw them in the drawer with your, you know, pajama, you know, feminine pajamas and that kind of thing. But this one actually has a little hanging thing, so it would just be for decorative purposes, or hang it on I don't know what you could hang it on, something. But I was going to make that like a set like this, and you buy, and then you sell this together. And then along with that, I had this photo frame that I also made, and the rose is coming off. But I had, as you can tell, there's a bride picture in there, another magazine picture, and with the lace around here, and then you put your photograph back here. The rose was supposed to be up here with the ribbon, as you can tell, and unfortunately, this is old glue now. There was some, I don't even know if it's still here. No, apparently it came off, but somewhere here there was like a beaded chain, if you will, that was coming down. So I was making that. I made this all in bed for the last 3 months of my pregnancy. So if y'all are homebound and housebound and bedbound, wheelchair bound, you don't have to sit there all day and watch television, which isn't good for you anyway. you can be productive, and you can make these not just to sell, but you can. I'm thinking about, you know, I've kept these all these years, and I've just kept them, and I'm just wondering why I was supposed to keep them. And this was the final big project I made, which was a very large photo frame, again made with lace and fabric and cardboard. Now that one I didn't make a stand for yet. I was probably in the process of it, or maybe I thought it was going to be hung on the wall and someone could just put a nail or tack through there. And this one is coming undone too. The ribbon, as you can tell, is coming undone after so and so many moves of 33 years. You know, that's to be understandable. But yeah, it gives you something to do. And I think I showed everything I wanted to show. Yeah. So I was busy the last 3 months of my pregnancy. I was not bored. It's definitely a great idea, like I said, for all of you homebound and you're bored to tears, or you're tired of watching television. Have your husband or a family member get some material of various kinds. Some scraps usually is a good thing. You can find some good discounts at Walmart on fabric, believe it or not. They've got some great, like these rolled up scraps. That's pretty much what I was using. And get some glue, scissors, some of that stuffing. I forgot the name of it, but I think it's called fiber fill, or some kind of filling. It looks like cotton, but it's white, and they come in big bags, and you just fill those up for these little puffy parts here. Yeah, so I hope I've given some encouragement to some of you ladies especially. And if you're a man and you're homebound and you're good with your hands and you like to make crafts, great, go for it. And you could either sell it at a craft mall, or you can give it to, I'm thinking about maybe giving some of these to some nursing home people, if they don't mind me bringing it over there. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And I was trying to think of a Bible verse. I did come up with one to go. We always try to give a Bible verse for everything that we do on this channel. And the only thing that I could come up with is, because I thought that was a time of suffering for me. I mean, I was quite a bit in just agony. I was quite depressed for quite some time, bouts of depression every now and then, because, you know, that was just, it just took a toll. I mean, it didn't feel good to be, you know, all bloated and everything. It doesn't feel good when your skin gets tight like that. And yeah, so it was a time of suffering for me. But I did spend a lot of time with the Lord, and I would think that the Bible verse that would go well with that would be Romans chapter 5, verse 3 and 4, that says, "We also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope." So I thought that'd be a good Bible verse for this, because I was in my suffering, in my suffering stages, basically. And we really didn't know if we would make it or not, if me and baby would make it. Yeah, so I enjoyed doing this. It brought me happiness to make these. And anyway, so I hope that I gave an encouragement to y'all out there. And I know I've repeated myself now. And thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time, okay? God bless y'all. Bye-bye.